Hi and welcome to another Wednesday evening chat with Louise. So I thought for those of you that live on your own, or even if you don't and you're worrying about the dark nights coming, it can be a really strange time of year because a week on Sunday the clocks are going to go back. Great, we're getting an extra hour in bed, but that means at 4 o'clock every night it's going to be pitch black and it really doesn't get that much daylight in the morning either. So till 8 o'clock the next morning, it's like the world has changed. Suddenly we go from summer and the late nights when we can go out and do so many things, and then woof, we're stuck indoors. So what can we do? What am I going to do this year? Because I found the last couple of years living in my tiny little space, I'd literally draw the curtains, lock the door, and then what could I do apart from sit on my bed from 4 o'clock onwards till 8 o'clock the next morning? And yes, it got to the stage it really got me down. So this year, being more prepared, I know it's coming, so I'm going to make sure it doesn't get to me like it did before. So what are the first things? I think safety is a big one, especially if you're on your own, because you're coming home in the dark. Often if you're going out in the morning, you're going out in the dark, especially for people that have got to go to work. So it's things like, have you got a security light outside? Is it working? Is everything up to spec, if you like? Torches is another thing in case we have a power cut. I have a little camping stove which I use as my cooker anyway, but it's great to have alternatives. So I do have a kettle I can boil on there, and equally I have torches, 2 or 3 rechargeable ones around the property. So I've got one in my car as well. So if anything happened, I've always got a torch. And this is very useful because I do have a security light over my back door. But when I get home at night, there's the field out the back, and you obviously imagination can run away with you. And I guess being in a city as well, if you've got to walk down streets, if you've got that torch with you, sometimes I've got an alarm as well that I keep in my bag, just gives you that feeling of confidence. So that's my first things I would say. Look at the safety angle. What can you make yourselves feel safe for the winter? Next one, getting out. I've been out this morning. You can tell I always look better when I've been out for a walk. But look, I've got to show you these. It's that time of year. I'm surrounded by horse chestnuts and I love collecting conkers. I think they're just beautiful in their own right. So I've got lots of these. And one of the reasons I used to collect them, obviously, when I was younger, because you could play conkers. I don't know if people even do that anymore. Is that still a thing? But now, and then I used to have them in a big basket to display them, because I just say that colour is just phenomenal. Don't have the space to do that anymore. But then I found out if you crush these and dry them out, they make washing liquid. And ironically, with it being brown, you think, how can you put that in your washing machine? But I have used it and I have tried it, and it actually brightens your whites. Don't think I'd use it on coloured, so I don't think you want black clothes washing out. But these, I've been reliably told that 200, I've written this down because I wasn't sure about it, 200 conkers will last a family 4 to 5 months. Well, that's quite phenomenal when you think about what washing liquid costs nowadays, and it's environmentally friendly. So if you live in the countryside, that's my top tip for today. But the daylight is really important to get out in the light, even though it's a dull day. It's been raining again most of the day here, but it makes you feel better. But what do you do if you're in an office and you're stuck at a desk? Well, I talked to my sister because she can be very like me. We get the winter really does affect us, and she's got one of those what we call saddle lamps, the lamp that's like a natural daylight, and she does have one on her desk. And they weren't the cheapest of things to get, but she says it is the best investment, and it has made a huge difference to her. The other thing is vitamin D. It's really important to take vitamin D in the winter, because obviously we get it from the sun in the summer, but if you're in an environment where you're not seeing daylight outside of the office kind of thing, vitamin D is really important, and it just helps with your mood as well. And again, we're not getting all the freshness of the vegetables. We're often buying a lot of things in the winter that are easy and comfort foods and things like that. So really start to look at vitamins and minerals and keeping yourself healthy as well. And if you don't want to exercise or do anything else, walking is the best thing you can do. Even if it's on your lunch break when you're at work, get out and walk. Again, if you're living on your own and like me, work from home, I think it's really important to keep in touch. Even if I don't want to go out at night, I do Zoom calls with my friends, because when I find on Zoom, it's even like I'm sitting here talking to you now, I feel like I really am talking to you, you know. This is my way of communicating and it's lovely. It really does help to not feel lonely. So that's something I would do if you know, Zoom. And if you've not got anybody else to talk to, pop me a message on here because I'll be happy to chat on message to you. So that's the other thing. And another couple of things that I found is I used to try and do a little workout in the morning, and in the winter when it's really horrible and I don't want to go out, then I will do a workout. But where I used to do it first thing, now I try and do it at night, because otherwise I'm so sedentary from that cut-off time till the next day, because there is nowhere to move around. Then I tend to do it in the evening now. And it's not a long one, it's, you know, it's a DVD, so that says a lot about my age, doesn't it? And it's a really old one from when I had my son, and it's called Getting Back After Pregnancy. But I find it's a bit of cardio, a bit of weights, you know, and abs. So it's really good. It only takes half an hour. And that's something I am going to set myself as a goal to do. But whereas that used to be good at getting me up in the morning and lifting my mood, I find now I have some getting up music. So something that I choose it the night before. So I've got it ready, lined up to play. What am I going to get up to, you know, in the morning? So first thing when I wake up, obviously I have that coming around moment. And then I do what we call bed yoga. And that's where you sit and you'll wiggle your toes, and then you'll move your ankles, and then your knees. And then so it's yoga, all the yoga movements, neck, but it just wakens your body up really gently. And then I put on some really motivational, inspirational music, and I get up and I get in the shower and I'm singing. And by the time I'm, you know, got my hair done, got my makeup on, I feel so much better. And I think even putting my makeup on, if I know I'm not going anywhere some days, again, I think we've talked about this before, it just lifts my mood. I've already started going through my clothes and putting away, said fond goodbye to my shorts. We were very attached this summer. Even on a cold day I'll be in a jumper and my shorts, but yeah, they've gone away, so all packed away, because that's something when you're in a very small space, you need to make sure your clothes are on hand. So yeah, going through my jumpers, looking at what am I going to wear, what do I really need, what I'm hanging on to, all those things. And sometimes when you see things you've not seen for a while, again, it's like, oh, quite excited to wear that again. So that's where we are. I hope I might have given you some ideas about how we're going to look forward to autumn. Get outside, enjoy that smell, take it as a time to nestle down, snuggle up with a heated blanket, watch films you've not seen for a long time, read those books you've been meaning to read, and embrace it as a time to rest and look after yourself and relax, rather than something we dread. Anyway, lovely. Thank you for being here. And I say, do comment, message. You're very welcome. And all those comments mean an awful lot to me. So thank you so much.